My young boy does not want to learn Torah and he doesn't want to go pray. What's the best way to approach him to give him the Avat Torah and Avat Tefillah?
I think the most important thing is you cannot force a 14-year-old to do anything. Even if you'll force them for 2 months, in a year you won't be able to force. So I think the most important thing is to find out what's bothering them. Is the yeshiva boring? Maybe they need to work. Maybe they were hurt. Maybe they feel not accomplished. Maybe the teacher insulted them. Maybe he's bullied by the other kids. Maybe he feels the learning is irrelevant. We have to find out what's happening. You know, a lot of these children feel like they're not accomplishing anything. The yeshivas, often the learning is not made for them. It's on a level either much higher or lower. They don't feel accomplished. So we have to be sensitive to this. Today, children need to feel that they're growing, they're gaining. And we have to understand what is happening with this boy. The same is true with prayer. He may find this prayer is very, very boring and very irrelevant. I would listen to him very deeply and I would connect to him. I wouldn't try to judge him and squeeze him into a particular situation and control him and threaten him, because I don't think you're going to be successful. You want to really, really connect to him and understand what he's going through and figure out what's the best plan for him. God is infinite. God doesn't have an image. Not every boy has to do the same thing. Different boys need different things. God doesn't have one image for everybody. There's no one bed, one size that fits every single person. Yeah, I would love my children to go through yeshiva and learn Torah by day and by night and become big Talmidei Chachamim. But you can't force your child into a model. You have to ask yourself, what does Hashem want for this child? Can we have the humility and stop forcing every child into a particular box of what Judaism has to look like? Judaism is infinite. Hashem created this boy. This boy is God's boy. He's not my boy. I don't own him. It's Hashem's child. What does Hashem want from this soul? How can this soul shine? Think about that. We look at this child and say, how do I get him into yeshiva? How do I control him? How do I get him? You don't have to get him into any way. You don't have to control him. Ask a question. What does Hashem want for his soul? Can you help him help himself? Can you help him see his own beauty? Every child wants to shine. We think that these kids are bad kids. They don't want to go to yeshiva. Every child wants to shine. So you want to understand what is happening with this child. Can we give him an opportunity to shine? That's how we have to start thinking about our children. Stop thinking about them that they're bad and rebellious and horrible and chutzpah and not religious and terrible and the internet and they have phones and they have tablets and they have computers and they're ruined. Yeah, they may have struggles, they may have addictions. Those tablets and phones are not always healthy and good, but you have to ask another question. And that is, what does this child need in order for them to be able to believe in themselves? In order for them to be able to see their own light? And it's a very, very deep and humbling question. And it takes a lot of inner discipline and work to work on ourselves to be able to see our children in that light.
TheYeshiva.net